Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV. In this video we do spoil the first city, or at least a section of it, to pick up a quest. There are no other spoilers beyond that, but bear in mind that the first city that you come to in the expansion is what's in this video. So if you wanted to turn off this video, you totally could. The items themselves are nondescript. They don't represent much other than, you know, just items we've seen on the patch notes before, things like that. But you have been warned. Okay, with that being said, then we are, of course, in the city of Tulialal. And yes, so the first thing that I wanted to do a video on in this city was actually a quest. I didn't realize until I'd completed it, but right on this ramp on Morrow's Measure, where you've got all of the, the various different glyph areas, right next to the Bayside Bevy Marketplace Aetheryte, there's a plus quest that you can get at level 90, pretty much just as you finish off the right quest line, where you go to one of the zones and then you come back. There'll be a plus quest right here. This plus quest, I didn't realize what it was until I handed it in, is actually to unlock the hunt stuff. So if you've already done that, you'll know exactly what I mean. You've probably, like me, doing all of the plus quests that you see. That's the way to play the game. Now, there appears to be different ranks of rewards unlocked via getting to certain points in the MSQ and progressing it. So this Why We Hunt quest requires us to meet certain conditions within Dawntrail, so we're not at that point. Of course, you have access to some hunts, but of course these are beginner hunts, and then obviously there'll be other hunts. So I thought it would be useful for us to look at the rewards as they get available in the game through the quest progression. Then you know what you're needing to do to get them. So I've already spent my nuts on the items we're going to look at today, which is a Minion, a Barding, and a Orchestrion roll. There is also tier 11 and 12 materia if you want an easy access to some of that. I know obviously the market board is going to be an interesting place for at least a couple of weeks, so you might want to consider using some of your earned currencies elsewhere from hunts and the like to actually get these items. They're practically free, and the other benefits for doing hunts such as A rank trains and S ranks and things like that, and joining certain discords, is that this stuff will be very much readily available for no real cost. Of course, we've got the Blades Exaltation Orchestrion roll, which is a theme that you definitely know for 300 of your nuts. This is what that sounds like. Then we have the Wild Ride Barding for 640, which is a bright suit of chocobo armor for the adventurous and fashionable that looks like this. So let's summon the bird then, and as you can see, we've got this beautiful Barding. I really love the attention to detail on this particular set. I think if all Bardings are going to look like this into the future with the texture updates, then it's going to be, you know, hard to pick and choose between them. Obviously, mixing and matching with certain elements from this would be really cool. You could make some really cool sort of chocobo glamours, effectively. I really love that hat, though. The hat is definitely one of the most detailed things I've seen in this game. Look at the actual weave on that. The texture update has done an incredible job of making things that ordinarily would look mundane prior to the expansion patch now look exceptional, especially with all of that cloth on the front there, the beads on the back of the legs, and then of course we've got this fancy little cactuar chilling out that looks like it's made of felt or something. I think the attention to detail to texture is, you know, most noticeable on this sort of stuff, especially some of the newer gear sets as well. It looks really good, doesn't it? Like, I'm really impressed with this. And of course, as you move around, the cactuar is going to wobble around. But yeah, what a great first piece of Barding for me to add to my collection. It looks not next gen, but it looks like how the game should have looked. You know, it's really brought it up to the modern age, in my opinion. The graphic stuff, there is still a long way to go, right? Especially to some areas like the housing area. They could do better with some of the grass bits and pieces here, some of the textures, but overall I'm happy with Dawntrail's texture updates, and this is a great demonstration of how to do it correctly with Barding like this. So hopefully they go back and backdate a lot more things. But yeah, let's move on then. Of course, finally, we've got the Blue Coat Cat minion for 800 of our sacks of nuts acquired from Hunt Marks. It says, surprisingly sweet-tempered despite its regal bearing. So let's go and look at that minion. Ever since the letter from a producer live when they looked at some new items added to Dawntrail, this cat was at the top of my list of things I wanted to add, definitely from that. The Blue Coat Cat then is beautiful. We'll look at that in just a second. Let's read its text. It says, summon your Blue Coat Cat minion, surprisingly sweet-tempered despite its regal bearing. It says, a handsome breed of cat prized for its beautiful bluish-grey coat. Though some believe that it hails from northern Aldenard, its origin is still a subject of dispute. In recent years, a breeding program at the Studium has led to the Blue Coat being seen in those lands with ties with Charlian. The hidden text says, why is your laboratory overrun with felines? Did the stress finally break you? A quote there of Margaret, the custom deliveries client, which was a fantastic storyline in, obviously, old Charlian at the Studium. This then is the minion. It's great. It follows you around. It's you know, completely well behaved. You don't need a special title or anything. A handover emote will get you to feed the kitty from your hand, and a pet emote gets him to stretch out, arch his back, and look like he's ready for more pets. Quite honestly, why would you not pet the kitty? It's a fantastic model. I am absolutely blown away by the quality of this minion. You know, minions are something that I collect. I actively try to seek out high-resolution minions, and this puts to shame a lot of the minions already in the game. I'm going to have to go through a lot of my old minions and see which ones have been updated, quite honestly, because I haven't had the time yet to do so. But look at the fur quality on this. Even the collar itself, when you zoom all the way in, you've got that stitching visible. It doesn't look low resolution up close, and from a distance, it looks absolutely exceptional. I think minions and mounts are definitely going to be at a turning point graphically, where people are just going to be even more blown away, not just by spell effects and flashy colors, but even simple things like fur and hair and claws are just going to look amazing. I mean, look at the eyes on this as well. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, what a great selection of first wares to look at from the Hunt vendor of all things, with your Hunt nuts. Obviously, there are A-train ranks to obviously go and do. There's A-trains all the time. People are, you know, finally getting closer to 100, but even if you're below that, you can still take part in a lot of that. But there are still lots of quests to unlock, so I'm going to work my way through the MSQ, because a lot of the content, including collectibles, mounts, minions, etc., are locked behind that progression, as you would imagine from an expansion launch. So it takes me a little bit longer to get there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying these videos. Much love. For more Dawntrail content on the way. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.